What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with the beginner guitar tutorial for Freaks by Surf Curse. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what are the songs by Surf Curse that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing you want to know to play Freaks on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep the song as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing you want to know to play Freaks on guitar is the structure of this song. We're going to start out with a verse, then go to chorus, then we're going to have another verse and another chorus to take us out of the song. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Freaks is the 3 chords that you need to play this song. The first one is G, the next one is C, and the last one is E minor. And I'll have a short 15-second beginner chord tutorial for each of those linked in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Freaks. Guys, I'm a big fan of this kind of music, and this song just hit my radar today, and as soon as I heard it, I knew I had to share it with you guys because it's a lot of fun to play, and it's super beginner friendly. So the first thing we're going to take a look at for Freaks is what we're playing for our verses. For our verses, we're going to have a simple 2-chord progression, which is going to be G and E minor. A little bit of buzzing there, gotta fix the capo. Much better. So that's gonna be our chord progression for our verses. We're just gonna alternate between those 2 chords throughout all of our verses. What we're gonna be doing for our strum pattern is this. We'll start with our G chord as our example. For each chord, we're gonna play down, down, up, down, up, down, up, really fast 4 times for each chord. So it'll look about like this for each chord. We're gonna go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. About like that for each chord. So, like I said, pretty quick, but nothing too crazy here, because again, chord progression is really beginner friendly, and really the strum pattern is as well, but it's just kind of fast. So if you're a new strummer, that might be a little tough, but even most beginners should have no problem getting this down. So let's walk through our simple chord progression with that simple strum pattern together. We'll start again with that G chord. For each G chord, we'll start with down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, and then go to E minor, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 and just repeat that through the whole entire verse for each verse in this song. Just like that, guys, pretty simple and straightforward, and the choruses are actually really similar. We'll get there in just a minute. But first, a couple times through that verse chord progression and strum pattern for Freaks will look about like this without me talking. From there, guys, we're into what's being played for the choruses on Freaks. Now, this is going to look very, very similar. All we're doing is changing up our chord progression, but it's kind of the same thing, just with different chords. Our chord progression for our choruses and Freaks is going to be C and G. Just those 2 chords, again, alternated back and forth, just like we did with the verse, but different chord progression. And we're going to be using the same exact strum pattern for that as well. So same down, down, up, down, up, down, up. 4 times for each chord real quickly, just like we did in the verses. So guys, like I said, pretty much the same thing here. We're just switching up our chord progression a little bit, but a little walkthrough of that chorus chord progression will look about like this, kind of walked through. Start with our C chord. We'll go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 G, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just about like that, repeated over and over again through each chorus. Nothing too crazy here, guys. Like I said, if you've gotten this far, if you got the verse down, chorus is going to be about the same, just slightly different chord progression. So guys, a couple times through that chorus chord progression and strum pattern will look about like this without me talking. And guys, the only other thing you should know to play Freaks on guitar is that little picking pattern that repeats through the whole entire song. It repeats the same little picking pattern through the whole song start to finish. So the reason we're real zoomed in is because we're up here a little higher on the neck. So just for reference, this is 9th fret, and then right here where this F is 12th fret. And everything in this picking pattern is going to be in between those two frets. 9th fret, 12th fret. So to start out this picking pattern, we're going to put a 9th fret on the high E. We'll go ahead and put a 9th fret on the B. And then we're also going to put a 10th fret on the B. And that may look a little bit weird, but it'll make sense in a second whenever we get into this picking pattern. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick that 9th fret on the high E. Then we're going to pick the 10th on the B. And then we'll take our ring finger off there and open that up to the 9th fret on the B. And then we're going to put that 10th fret back on the B. Just like that. And that is the first part of our picking pattern. It's actually most of our picking pattern because we're going to repeat that right there 3 times. So again, 9th high E, 10th B, 9th B, 10th B. And that's going to repeat 3 times before we're on to the next part. So a little closer to full speed. Just like that. And then we're on to the last part of this picking pattern, which we're going to do is going to reach up here to 12th fret on the high E and pick that twice. And then 10th fret on the high E and pick that twice. Just like that. And that is the entire picking pattern. That's just going to play once, that little last section. So a little walkthrough of that whole thing all together. We've got 9th high E, 10th B, 9th B, 10th B. We'll repeat that 3 times. So 9th B, 10th B, 9th B, 10th B. One more. 9th B, 10th B, 9th B, 10th B. There we go. And then we're going to go to 12th fret on the high E. 1, 2. 10th fret on the high E. 1, 2. And we are just going to repeat that little picking pattern right there through the whole entire song on top of those chords. Literally start to finish. Whole entire song versus chorus is everything. That picking pattern does not stop playing throughout the song. So guys, this is a pretty simple picking pattern, but I'm going to play through this a couple times slowly so that you can make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places. Then I'll play through it a couple times full speed so that you can match up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first to the picking pattern that repeats all the way through Freaks will look about like this without me talking. And finally guys, a couple of times full speed through the picking pattern that's going to repeat all the way through Freaks will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything you should know to play Freaks on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 860 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel. I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to get a sneak peek of what songs I'm working on, be sure to hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. And lastly guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below as well. Guys, Freaks is a really interesting song that just hit my radar today, and I actually really dig this kind of music. I don't play a lot of it, and I certainly don't teach a lot of it, but this is actually a lot of the kind of music that I started playing guitar. When I first started playing, this is what I wanted to learn, was these kind of almost like Brit rock, kind of jammy, even a little bit of surf rock kind of feel in there, that have these fairly simple chord progressions, really beginner friendly strum patterns, and then some little picking pattern that repeats through a lot of the song. I loved these songs when I first started playing because they're really beginner friendly. Even if it's your first week playing guitar, this should be no problem for you because they're fairly easy chords, or just about as easy as it gets as far as chords go. Strum pattern's pretty straightforward, and that picking pattern, again, because it repeats through the whole song, it is kind of fast, but because it repeats through the whole song, once you get it down, you've got it. And I love stuff like this because it just reminds me a lot of when I first started playing, whenever I started playing guitar. This song is also really interesting because it's really heavy, actually. Like, for as fun and jammy as the guitar part is, the lyrics to this song are actually really, really heavy. So if you haven't really paid attention to the lyrics of this song, but you really like the guitar of it, I would recommend checking it out because it's an interesting dynamic, and I'm sure that's intentional. But the lyrics to this song are actually really, really heavy. But it's a really cool, fun, jammy song to play as well. So I really enjoyed playing this song and learning it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.